This is part 2 of me working on this painting. If you missed out on part 1, there's a link in the description. So it's been 24 hours since I did this. It's dry, and it's always good to let things sit overnight at least, if not longer. And you could look at it, the work, with fresh eyes. And right now I'm looking for some shape issues. I don't want to do a whole lot to this painting because I want to keep it fresh and fun. But I do see a couple of things that I want to work on. Number one was the shape of this moon. It kind of, when I was working on the girl's shape, this got a little out of control. It looks a little funny to me, so I have some dark blue mixed up, and I'm just going to push this moon shape back into line. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's a little more in line with the trajectory of the roundness. And then while I'm at it with this dark blue, I have the phthalo blue, but I wanted to dull it down a little bit, so I put just a little bit of black in there. It's okay to use black now and then in some spaces. There's a lot of bright colors here, so having some dullness around is okay. Thought that was a little funny shape there. Also, I'm going to darken around the horse's head to make it stand out a little more. Sometimes if you want more contrast, just darken something. Darken the background, and it'll stand out a little more. I like what I've got going on in the sky with these smeary looking stars, so I'm going to try to leave that alone. And also, I'm going to take that same dark blue and thin his tail down a little bit with my stick. Just drag some lines through there, and it'll look a little less solid that way. So the other thing is the color of the horse is a little bit flat. I don't want it to be blue, and I don't want it to be yellow, so I kind of went for a dull purple, but I want to define a few things here, like separate the furthest away leg from this one with a slightly darker purple. It'll give the horse a little more dimension than it has now. Again, I'm not looking, so it's not realism here, but a little definition kind of makes it more interesting. Using basically the same color, just a little bit darker. And then up here with the light of the moon, it could be a little bit lighter. Also, this area here is usually comes towards you a little bit, the body of the horse. Maybe a little up here. So really there's not a lot to do here. Maybe accentuate some of this movement up here. So just to recap, this started out as a non-objective field of color in different colors. and I toned it down with some transparent paint on a wet paper towel, and most of that is no longer seen. It's been painted over. But you know, I've been drawing and painting horses all my life, and when I was a kid I wanted to draw and paint like an adult, and now as an adult I want to paint like a kid. So that's my life in a nutshell, my art life. I like the playfulness of this, and I don't see a whole lot else, so I'm going to stop right here. There's always subject to adjustment before the final wiring and hanging it on the wall and signing it, but I'm going to call that good. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope you will subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my links in the description. I have art supplies, links, and all that good stuff. And please watch part 1 if you missed it. I'll be doing more of this, so I hope you like it. And thanks, and comment, let me know what you think.